Welcome to the UEFA.com magazine. Coming up, Karim Benzema talks about life at Olympique Lyonnais and why he's not been tempted by a big money move away. Sergio Aguero speaks to us about his footballing journey, while Pierluigi Collina explains to UEFA.com how football's constant developments have led to changes in refereeing. And we'll round up the final UEFA Cup round of 16 matches. Despite Olympique Lyonnais' exit at the hands of FC Barcelona in the Champions League, Karim Benzema once again demonstrated his value with 5 crucial goals, and it's clear how much value he places on the club.
It's true that I feel really good here at Lyon. I feel all the confidence from the players, the staff, the president, Bernard Lacombe, the coach, the fans. I feel really good here.
In spite of statements like those, every year he and Lyon face rumours of his impending departure, a situation he refuses to let faze him.
Well, it's due to my good performances. On top of that, I play at a big club already, a big club that's still growing. I will do everything with Lyon to get as far as possible.
Being considered the best French player in the French league would put extra pressure on many, but here it acts as a catalyst.
In football, you must dislike losing, that's for sure. Not only in football, actually, but in any sport, even if I'm only 21. Not really, it motivates me. It makes me want to improve my game, play big games. I always want to improve and perform at the highest level.
Like all players, the challenge of pitting yourself against Europe's best in the Champions League is one he sees as a step up.
I would say that between League One and the Champions League, the difference is that all the best players play against each other. There is more power, the level of play is higher, there is more pressure on us. It is more about everything going on around it. The pressure around a game is bigger in the Champions League than around a League One game.
Born and bred in the city he now represents on the pitch, in some eyes Benzema has almost been elevated to the level of ambassador.
Yes, I have been told that, but I grew up in Lyon. I've had the chance of playing in Lyon where I grew up since I was a little kid. I would say that it's easier for me now than it was before, but I had no choice. It's good for me to have done all my studies here, and to have played at every age level here. So I'm happy to be successful at Lyon.
And it's clear the fact that many Algerians follow his career makes him proud to have already achieved so much at the age of 21.
Yes, I know that. When my friends go back to Algeria, they tell me I have a lot of fans there. That's good, it makes me proud. I'm happy that they follow me, that they support me, and that I can give them some kind of joy.
Replay with UEFA.com. Why not join up now and see what you've been missing out on? For under €30, you'll get the annual pass, unlimited access to the full delayed video section of UEFA.com, plus live audio coverage of the upcoming UEFA Champions League matches. Outstanding value, all that for just €29.99. See UEFA.com for details.
From out of the shadow of the departed Fernando Torres, Atletico Madrid's Sergio Aguero has emerged as a striker of genuine class. He may still be just 20, but he's actually been playing the game 15 years.
I started at 5 at a club in my neighborhood. Then I moved on to a first division club at the age of 9, playing for the youth forces at Independiente. I stayed there from that age, but I started when I was 5 playing for the neighborhood clubs.
Making his debut at 15 was a fantastic experience, but did also lead to a feeling of having his childhood cut short.
Well, a little bit, yes. Until the age of 16, I had a relatively normal childhood. But from 17 onwards, that changed a bit. Being in the first team was a different kind of experience, and my way of life started to change. All of a sudden, I couldn't just go out on the street. Everyone knew me, so I had to be a little more guarded.
When it came to making the move to Europe, his choice of Atletico was influenced by a number of factors.
Well, I looked at various offers, but when they told me about Atletico Madrid, I thought about Spain and the beautiful league they have here. I was told it was a great club, and the striking colors, red and white, appealed to me since I played at Independiente in a red shirt. So everything was arranged for me to come here.
Lining up alongside Torres undoubtedly improved him as a player, but following him has proved much harder.
It was always tough, but before coming here, in Argentina people talked about Fernando as one of the best attackers in the world. But when I then came here and I had the pleasure of meeting him, he was a humble, calm and very professional person. I learned a lot of things from him.
In terms of all-round ability though, his national teammate Lionel Messi is the one he rates above all others.
First of all, I believe that as a player he is really the best in the whole world. And as a person, he is just a great guy. Always smiling, always happy, which I think make things go well for him when he's on the pitch.
Pierluigi Collina is easily the most recognisable referee ever to grace the game. Lauded as the best of his generation, he's also an ideal candidate to assess how changes in football have led to changes in the art of refereeing.
Now I would say they run their activity more professionally, so they really dedicate much more time than referees did maybe 20 years ago or 15 years ago. Not only the physical, the fitness preparation, because of course they are athletes now, absolutely athletes now. Nowadays the pressure comes from the importance of the game, because 20 years ago a match was covered by 6 cameras, nowadays 24. It means that everything could be seen and could be shown on television. The referee knows that it's very difficult for them to take the correct decision always. So the pressure is definitely higher.
Collina's reputation as the man for the big occasion was well deserved, and this in turn gave him the confidence and authority to continue improving.
Of course, if you get a reputation, if you are known by people involved in a match, I mean players, officials and so on, certainly it's easier. When you are known, when people trust in you, they accept your decision. The ultimate goal for a referee is having the mistaken accepted by players, because they trust in you. Of course, it's a part of the game, I would say, so it's very nice to be recognized, it's very nice that people greet you, it's very nice when you don't pay a taxi in London, which is something very unusual for everybody, because the taxi driver said, "Oh, I'm honored to host you in my taxi." Of course, you have no private life, because you cannot travel with your wife or with your family without being under the spotlight. So sometimes for your family it's not so nice.
Having now taken his leave from events on the pitch, he's able to properly assess his legacy of matches and events during an amazing career.
I've been very lucky because I had the privilege to referee many important games. I would say a World Cup final, or a Champions League final, or an Olympic game final. So fantastic matches. These matches are different, as well as I would say England-Scotland at Wembley, at the old Wembley. Amazing. or a Champions League semi-final between Real Madrid and Barcelona, which is very unusual. So I've been very lucky. I was on the stand during the Champions League final in Moscow last year, and when I heard the anthems, the Champions League anthem, and I saw the referee's crew and the players on the touchline ready to enter the field, I would have paid money to be there instead of Lubos Michel. I would pay all the money I had in my pocket, even at home, to be there, because if you have been on the pitch for a long part of your life, the pitch misses a lot.
Live streaming of UEFA Champions League matches is provided by or on behalf of UEFA's broadcast partners across various countries on a pay-per-view basis within the UEFA.com video section. To check the availability of live coverage in your region, go to UEFA.com/video.
The battle to be the final winners of the UEFA Cup in its current guise is down to the last 8 teams after more twists and turns in the final round of 16 matches. UEFA.com's Tim White has the details.
There'll be a new name on the UEFA Cup trophy this season, as all 4 remaining former winners were eliminated at the round of 16. Anatoly Timoshuk's header earned a 1-0 win on the night for the holders Zenit against Udinese, but their reign was ended 2-1 overall. On a bad night for Russia, CSKA Moskva, winners in 2005, crashed out as well, spurning a first leg lead when Fernandinho's penalty was followed by Luis Adriano's strike to take Shakhtar Donetsk through instead. Hopes of a Turkish finalist in Istanbul were dashed when Hamburg battled back from 2 down to oust Galatasaray at the Ali Sami Yen. Jose Paulo Guerrero with 2 as the Bundesliga side went through 4-3 on aggregate. Tyrone Mears came up with an extra-time clincher for Marseille to account for Ajax, the winners of 1992, but his old club Manchester City did things the hard way against Aalborg, winning in Denmark on penalties for the second time this season, 4-3 on this occasion with Shay Given the goalkeeping hero. A 2-2 draw away to Saint-Étienne was enough to make Werder Bremen the second Bundesliga representatives in the last 8, and that haul was matched by Ukraine, with league leaders Dynamo Kiev scraping through against compatriots Metalist Kharkiv. Andrei Berezovchuk putting through his own net to send Dynamo through on away goals despite a 3-2 defeat on the night. And the French contingent is 2 as well after Riyam Ouaru scored less than 4 minutes after coming on to send Paris Saint-Germain through 1-0 on aggregate in Braga.
That's all for now. Coming up next time, we'll be chatting to Arsenal's French defender Bakary Sagna. There's an in-depth look at the draw for the quarter-finals of the Champions League and UEFA Cup, and the latest developments from the House of European Football in Lyon. Until then, goodbye.